Hello, it's Ash and welcome into this full body stretch where we are going to go through every area from the toes all the way through to the arms, the shoulders and the neck area. Now this is going to be a great stretch if you've just done a long run, or it's also a great stretch for a rest day. So whichever you're on, let's make a start and let's bring it onto your hands and knees, and we're going to start into the toes by tucking the toes under, and we're going to slowly start to rest the hips towards the heels. Now lots of runners can get painful knees or painful toes in this position, so go slow and feel the hips resting towards the hips resting towards the heels wherever the toes and the knees feel comfortable. Don't push into pain, and then slowly come forwards and just ease out of that and come out to about a 4 out of 10 intensity, then come back into a 7. Okay, so hips to heels, find a 7 out of 10 intensity stretch and then come forwards. Just release it to a 4. Okay, nice and slow, dynamic, gentle rock forwards and backwards. Breathe as we do this. Relax the shoulders, the elbows, the jaw. Smile. And it's really important that we create elastic, springy toes. Toes should flex at least 30 degrees, especially the big toe. And unfortunately, modern footwear doesn't allow our toes to do the job that they are meant to do. So this work is really valuable. Okay, sit hips to heels wherever you feel comfortable, and then go left to right this time. So instead of slowly rocking forwards and backwards, we're swaying to the left and then to the right. Breathe. So I help people, if you're new to my channel, I help runners warm up, stretch afterwards, strength train. I help them improve their body. I am a coach, that's my job. So I help runners run better by becoming more flexible and stronger, and also I do planned runs as well. If you're interested in working with me as your coach, if you want to see what it's like and get a free 7-day trial, have a look in the link in the description below. Or if you're regular and you want some more structured programs created by me, you can have a look at the link, the Run Better app below. Okay, this time come forwards, and then we're going to bring the tops of the feet to the mat like this. And we're going to get into the shins now, the front and the tops of the foot as well. Bring the hips to the heels wherever it feels comfortable again, and then rock gently forwards again. So it might be a smaller movement for a 7, then a 4 out of 10. So go 7 out of 10, 4 out of 10, and it might be really small. So giving them a squish. Now, I feel the need to explain that I'm a coach, because that is ultimately how I earn a living. I put all of this free content out onto YouTube, and you do get obviously small ad revenue from that, but ultimately the way that I make a living is by coaching. So I feel the need to explain that's why I do advertise my services. So ultimately I am a coach. And I love helping people. We're going to go to the left and to the right now, gently swaying to the left and the right. I suppose I over-explain that because I don't want to feel inauthentic or disingenuous. I don't want to turn this channel into sort of advertising. I've had lots of... We are still going to the left and the right with this shin stretch. At any point, if it feels painful, you come up and you go like this and you just have a break. So I just talk. So yeah, I've had lots, getting daily collaboration and sponsorship emails. Let's slowly come forwards and step the left foot to the outside of the left hand and just lunge deeply into the hip, into the inner thigh. Have a wiggle around and breathe and move. If the wrists don't like it, you can come into a fist grip at any point. So yeah, I've got lots, I could make money from selling sponsorships and things on my website. That's absolutely on my YouTube, but that's absolutely not what I want to do. I don't want to turn this YouTube community into a advertising space that's really inauthentic and just an advert every however long. Step that left foot back, hips to heels, and then bring the right foot up to the outside of the right hand. Again, have a little bit of a lunge around, have a play around, find what feels nice. There's no sort of limits or restrictions or guidance on this other than don't push into pain, don't push past the 7 out of 10. Just find what feels good and nice for you. Find like a, ooh, that feels nice, rather than a, oh my gosh. Okay, and step that right foot back. This time, as we come forwards, hips to heels, as we come forward, step the left foot a little bit wider, so it comes sort of away from the hand, and then lunge to the left a bit more and open up. Keep the foot flat. So if the heel lifts, don't go any further. Again, just have a play around, move to the left and to the right, sway, open the inner thighs, the back of the thighs maybe at the left. Nice and slow, you're getting some nice ankle mobility work and calf and heel, Achilles heel area. You can make the movements small or big, but make them slow and kind. Step that left foot in, hips to heels. Going to do the same thing on the right. Step the right foot wider, lunge to the right and open it to the inner thighs and maybe the back of the right thigh. Keep the elbows and the shoulders and the jaw soft. So yeah, I'm going back to over-explaining again, but I feel like I have to over-explain because maybe that's just my personality. I personally don't like step that right foot back, hips to heels. This time we're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand, and we're going to open up the left arm towards the sky, get a rotation through the arms and the shoulders, and then we're going to bring this this left elbow to the left ankle, wherever it will come down to. Again, don't judge your body against my body. If it touches the floor, that's okay. If it doesn't, that's okay too. Inhale, bring the arm up. Exhale, bring the elbow down. Don't force it. Again, 7 out of 10. Be kind. One more. Inhale up. Exhale slowly down. Feel that nice stretchy rotation, and then bring left hand back and left foot back. Hips to heels. Okay, slowly bring that right foot to right hand. Again, inhale that right arm up. Get that rotation. Again, nice and slow. Don't force it. Exhale the right elbow to right ankle. Wherever your body will go to a 7 out of 10. 2 more times. Nice and slow. Inhale. Stretch the arms, the shoulders, the neck. Exhale down. Inhale up. Rotations are so nice to twist lots of areas of the body. Exhale down. Tiny pause at the bottom. And then step that right foot back. Then touch the toes together now, knees open nice and wide, and then slowly resting the hips towards the heels. Okay, have a gentle sway, almost like you're getting into bed at night, when you sort of have a little bit of a wiggle and you get more comfortable. Slowly let the forehead bow down towards the floor, relax the shoulders and the jaw, and just move and roll the forehead along the floor to the left and to the right. And then maybe you could find some stillness and just pause, or maybe you want to just have a gentle sway, whichever, again, feels like, ooh, that's nice for you. Allow your breathing to slow down, so you're calming the nervous system. Maybe the only time in the day that you actually calm the nervous system purposefully. Because there's lots in the world that hypes our nervous system up and creates a lot of stress and intensity. And there's no wonder that we are so stressed and that mental health disorders are on the increase. It's a very intense world that we live in, a very fast-paced world. So well done for showing up for this space, this longer time where you can go slower, breathe, work through the whole of the body. What a lovely gift to your mind and body. Well done. Okay, we're going to slowly come forwards and we're going to start to rest our elbows down as we stretch the body out onto the front. Let the waist come down and let the legs stretch out behind. Okay, and again, so you're just lifting the head and chest ever so slightly. So there's some supported work for the lower back here. Relax the shoulders and the jaw. Again, have a wiggle around to get comfortable. Notice if there's any, is there any tight, tender spots anywhere, or could you get more comfortable? Could you have a wiggle around? Could you soften some areas? How do you breathe here? And then you could ask yourself the question, what do I want to get from this session? And it gives the session a little bit more purpose, a little bit more of a reason. You understand the context of the work that we do in our stretching, in our breathing, and how that's really important for everyday life. Okay, we're going to bring the left knee to left hip height like this, out nice and wide. Now take the left foot wider than the knee, so it's like a frog's leg. And then if you can start to just push that left knee a little bit wider and higher. If not, you could always just bring the leg lower to lower the intensity. Now think about pushing the right hip into the floor. Now we might start to feel that in that right top of the thigh, right hip, right torso area, as well as the left inner thigh and the lower back. Okay, breathe. So again, have that mindset of just the right amount. Not too intense, not too unkind. Okay, nice and slow. And then bring that left leg back in. Okay, have a little bit of a wiggle around. And then bring the right knee out wide and up to about hip height. And then take the right foot wider than the right knee. Breathe. Relax the jaw and the shoulders. Have a smile. And then this is a really nice opportunity as we're in stillness here. But it's a little bit active because you're pushing the hips into the floor and pushing the knee away from that hip area. But you can reflect and you can ask yourself, how was my run today? If you went on a run, how was it? How was that run? Is there anything that you could change or tweak? Or maybe you just want to really appreciate the fact that it's one of those runs that you seem to be fresh, you seem to be full of energy, you seem to be flowing along with as if you were some kind of like, or you almost like the wind, just at one with the environment, just moving along. Those days are fleeting, and that's what we're all sort of chasing, is those runs where we get those days where everything falls into place. Those are the best. But they're not that often. But when they do happen, it puts a big smile on your face. Okay, and then bring that right leg back in. Okay, this time I'm going to bring the head and chest down and get comfortable with the neck so that we can rest maybe the right side of the head to the mat, bring the left foot up and take the left foot into the left hand. We're going to stretch into the left thigh and left upper thigh area at the front of the hip. So the thigh is the quadriceps and the front of the hip is the hip flexors area. So slowly massage. You might feel some stretching in the shoulder and maybe the arm as well. But slowly massage the heel to the hip, find a 7 out of 10, then release it. Nice and slowly again, maybe push that left hip into the floor to extend the stretch. But don't be brutal. Remember, be kind. And breathe. Your breathing is always a really good sign of, are you in the right position? Are you doing the right thing for your body? Because if you're holding your breath, it's the natural response of your body to tense up in response to something that's some danger or some threat that's about to come. So you may be going too far. Again, nice and slow with the massage. Then release the left foot. Feel the after sensations and compare the left thigh to the right thigh. What does that feel like? What's the difference? Okay, bring the right foot into the right hand. Again, nice and slow massage. Heel to hip and then release. Find a 7 out of 10. Is this side as tight or is it less tight or is it about the same? Okay, and then slowly release. Again, feeling the after sensations. Have a little bit of a wiggle around. Bring your head and chest up, come onto your elbows. And then slowly touch the toes together. Bring the knees nice and wide as the mat. And we're coming back into that child's pose to rest. Nice and slowly, hips towards the heels, bring the forehead down. Again, you can rest in stillness, or you can have a gentle sway to the left and the right. Get the shoulders and the arms comfortable. Relax the neck. Breathe. It's a really nice way to let all of the stress and tension melt from the body down into the mat and into the floor. I always have a little picture, a little visualization in my head of a trapdoor in the middle of your forehead that just opens up and just lets out all of the busyness, all of the thoughts, all of the overthinking. It's like it releases it into the mat and into the floor, leaving a nice, clear, calm space in the mind. Okay, nice and slowly, we're going to lift the head and chest and walk the hands to the top of the mat. Now, if the lower back doesn't like this one, you can come onto the elbows into that Sphinx pose we was a moment ago. But nice and slowly, if you can, lower the hips to the floor. Keep a slight bend in the elbows and lift the head and chest. Pull the shoulders back. Breathe in. Squeeze the bum to support the lower back. And then breathe out. Nice and slow. Send the hips backwards. Walk the hands a few steps towards you, closer. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under and send the hips into the air into a nice slow downward facing dog. Now, to be a bit safer for the shoulders, you can keep the head over the hands like this into a more of like a half press up, half downward facing dog. Or you could push the head towards the knees. Nice slow pedal. So working into the feet, the ankles, the Achilles tendon at the back of the heel, and the calf muscles, the lower leg. Nice and slow massage. Keep breathing. If the shoulders don't like it at any point, you can come to your knees or just bring the head a bit higher over the hands. I'm going to start to look up towards the top of the mat and then step the hands up and then bring the left knee to left wrist. Keep that back knee up. Take the left foot across the mat. We're going to go into a nice pigeon shape, walking the leg and the hips backwards, and then if you're able to, you can get the hip towards the floor. If not, you can get a cushion or a block. Now when we get down here, we're going to have a wiggle left and right. We're going to move the body over to the left, then over to the right to massage that bum, so the glute muscles, the piriformis, TFL, the IT band area. Slowly massaging those tissues down into the floor, using the weight of your body to do that. Okay, as we start to get a bit more comfortable and you can feel the body softening down, maybe you could come down onto your elbows if your body will allow you. And can you relax your jaw and your shoulders and let the body soften? Still got that really soft, gentle sway to the left and to the right, which massages. Just check in with the breathing. How do you breathe here? Okay, come back onto the hands, nice and slow. And then push into the hands and then lift the back knee and take the left foot backwards and feel the after effects of that work. Into a kneeling position. Just have a wiggle around. Okay, we're going to go back into that downward facing dog or half downward facing dog and have a slow pedal again. Nice and easy. Just check that left hip that we've stretched. Does it feel a little bit lighter, a bit looser? What do you notice about that area? Okay, we're going to look up and bring the right knee to right wrist. Keep that back knee up. Take the right foot across the mat to the left side and slowly walk the hips backwards. Again, if you need a block or cushion to sit the right hip into, you can get that now. As we get there, we're going to massage, bring the hands closer to the body, massage to settle and soften the body down. To the left, to the right, gentle sway, smile, feels nice to work into this area. And then if it's okay for your body, you could come down onto the elbows, relax the shoulders and the jaw, sway to the left and to the right. Okay, and then slowly walking the hands back up towards the body, lift the body as you take that right foot out and then bring the knees back in. Again, have a little bit of a wiggle around and then come onto your bum now, sit into a seated position. And we're going to touch the toes at the bottoms of the feet together as you bring the heels into the hips. Let's work into the inner thighs, so the groin area, so the adductor muscles. Hands around the toes, but not being really aggressive. Again, sort of soft purpose. And just have a sway to the left and the right as you sit up tall, but again, not overly tense. Have a smile. Breathe. So if you're still here, well done for giving your mind and your body this longer stretch. Gently swaying to the left, to the right. You should feel a good stretch on the inner thighs. And now, keeping the spine long, just gently let the chest come down towards the hands and the feet without forcing it. Find a 7 out of 10. Relax the shoulders and the jaw. Okay, again, nice and slowly lift the head and chest and take the hands backwards. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're interested in working with me as a coach and maybe having more structure to your stretching and your strength training, you can have a look in the link in the description below. You can get a 7-day free program. Take the hands backwards, push the elbows back and open up the chest in this position now. So you should feel that across the chest and the arms as you push your elbows back. So yeah, you can get a 7-day video program, or you could actually have a look at the coaching options, or there's the Run Better app, which you can be your own coach, which is a sort of budget-friendly option. Okay, and then slowly stretch those legs out in front with a slight bend in the knees. We're going to bring the hands down and get a hold of the toes now. We're going to stretch into the toes again as we did at the beginning. We're going to get the toes, the arch of the foot and the Achilles and the calf muscles, so all the back and lower leg area. Now lift up the head and chest so it gets strong and straight through the spine and pull the toes up towards the knees. Now we should be feeling that in the back of the lower legs and the feet and the toes. If you're feeling it too much in the hamstrings, you can just bend the knees a bit more. Or if you're not feeling it enough, you can straighten the legs a bit more. Breathe in, lift up. And as you breathe out, soften and release it a little bit. Soften down. Release the stretch on the toes. Breathe in, pull the toes. Straighten the spine. Breathe out and release. Again, breathe in, pull. Not too aggressive, be kind. Breathe out and release. Nice and slow with your breathing. And just feel the shift in the mind and body as you've spent longer here. Maybe the mind and body feels calmer. Bring the head and chest up, bring the hands back, and have that little bounce through the hamstrings and the calf muscles. Again, a gentle, soft massage, squishing those muscles, improving the blood flow. So just notice, how do you feel mentally? Do you feel calmer? Less stressed? Does your body feel less tense and more calm? Maybe less stiff? So well done. Really good work showing up for your mind and your body today. Putting that valuable stretching, and not just physically doing that work, it's the mental work as well. We're not taking that stress and that intensity and the busyness with us into the rest of the day. So fantastic work. Well done, and I shall see you in the next video.